with those fools, inviting me down there on such short notice. Even if I wanted to go, my schedule wouldn't allow it. 4 o'clock, wallow in self-pity. 4:30, stare into the abyss. 5 o'clock, solve world hunger. Tell no one. 5:30, jazzercise. 6:30, dinner with me. I can't cancel that again. 7 o'clock, wrestle with my self-loathing. I'm booked. Of course, if I want the loathing to 9, I could still be done in time to lay in bed, stare at the ceiling, and slip slowly into madness.
Before I get into the focus of this video, I do want to give just a little update about this new channel here. I feel like I haven't started off quite on the right foot with it, and it is because I've been sick the majority of the past week or so. So that kind of slowed up my flow with the new channel, and I haven't posted a poem yet on the new channel, and that is because being sick, being congested and everything, it messes with my voice, and if my voice isn't 100% on point, then I don't like to record a poem. So I will try to have a poem up just as soon as I feel like my voice is 100% ready to do so. But yeah, that's what the holdup is there. And I'm still not quite sure about setting a particular schedule for this channel yet. Ideally, what I would like to do is like one real talk video where it's just about different topics in general, and that's what I consider this video to be. And then also, one poem, and then one video that's specifically about relationships. So I'm aiming for 3 videos a week on particular days. I do have days in mind, but I'm not going to say anything about that yet because I'm still trying to work that out, and like I said, being sick has really thrown me off. But enough about that. I felt like this was definitely an appropriate topic considering when I'm releasing this video, so let me go ahead and get into this by breaking down just this time of year in general. I'm not going to try to cover every single holiday. I will say quickly though that holiday season kind of kicks off around October because that's when we start seeing certain things popping up in the stores, the Christmas lights and the candy and all of that or whatever. Even before Halloween comes along, we start to see the Christmas stuff. And Halloween itself, I think, is probably one of my favorite holidays right now, especially as an adult, because I appreciate horror a lot more. It's just a simple holiday because that's basically what it's about. You appreciate your horror movies that you like, the characters that you like. You eat some candy if you want to. It's just simple, and and then Thanksgiving comes along, and for me that's when things start to get a little dicey because, for one thing, if you really know the history of Thanksgiving and what really happened with Native Americans in this country, Thanksgiving is a lot scarier than Halloween. Let's be real. If you really know the history and you look back, Thanksgiving is a pretty horrific holiday. And then it's been corrupted even more because now we have Black Friday, so Thanksgiving, when we're supposed to give thanks, has now been corrupted by all of this greed that goes on at the same time. So it's just a very awkward time of year. And then the traditional Thanksgiving meal, which some people tend to stick to, I'm so sick of it. I don't know about you all, but I cannot stand dry turkey. Like, if I eat another piece of dry turkey, I'm just going to lose my mind. Like, I can't stand it. And even when I do have Thanksgiving food, a lot of times that turkey, I just kind of push it to the side. It's like I don't even want it. And now, yes, I know some people know how to cook it better than others, but still, just the basic traditional meal, it gets very tired. And I guess that's maybe something that just comes with age over time when it's year after year after year, and some people just keep sticking to the traditional stuff. But anyway, as soon as Thanksgiving is over with, then you start to see the Christmas decorations come up. I know a lot of people put their Christmas tree up the day up after Thanksgiving, and I think that's when the holiday blues really start to kick in for some people, and I think it happens for different reasons. Okay, for one, I know that people say all the time, and I agree, definitely as you get older, the holidays just don't feel the same, but I mean, to me, that's not that much of a surprise because the holidays in a lot of ways are geared towards kids. A lot of things that have been added on to the holidays over the years, even though, honestly, if you really dig deep into the history, a lot of holidays are kind of mixed with religious themes, including pagan themes, and I'm not making that up. I mean, if you know the history, you know all of this, so I'm not going to get into all that. You can research it if you want to, but a lot of things also are very much geared towards kids. So of course kids are going to enjoy the holidays more, you know. And I think also another reason why people get the holiday blues is because these traditions, they do get played out over time. It's just, you know, and that pressure to do the same thing year after year, it really does start to kind of just beat you down. It's like, okay, I gotta decorate, I gotta start shopping for gifts, you know, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and it starts to feel more like a list of chores than a time of enjoyment. So I think that does take a lot of fun out of the holidays. And also, just even I think it can be a lonely time of year also, because throughout the year you spend all the time that you want to talking to the people you really want to and being around the people you really want to be with, and then when the holidays roll around, sometimes it's not like that. You know, you might end up around people you really don't want to hang around. You know, I'll say this, I'm lucky. For example, I'm lucky because the people I work with, I think they are an enjoyable group to be around. So like we have our holiday party. I had a great time this year at our holiday party, you know, and also it was like a quick gathering and everything. But for some people in your workplace, if you have to go to a holiday party and you don't like who you work with, of course it's going to be miserable for you. So there's that forced socialization that some people have to deal with. And then also sometimes dealing with family members that you may love your family members, but you don't really want to hang out with them. You know, there's a difference there. So yeah, having to be around people you just really don't really hang around with like that, you know, it makes it very awkward. So yeah, I think that's another reason that people get the holiday blues is like you're not really spending that time with the people you really want to be with. And then your friends, you know, that you really want to talk to and spend time with, they're off doing their thing with their family. So you feel, you know, even more lonely because you can't contact them the way that you want to. I mean, that's the position I'm in right now. I got some friends I'd like to, you know, really talk to some more this weekend and see what's up with them, but I can't because I'm respecting them spending time with their family, you know, so that's just the way it is. And yeah, I think people just end up doing a lot of things you don't really want to do for the holidays, like, you know, the big family dinner, which can be more of a chore than anything, and you know, going to certain events as well, like I'll say like Christmas lights and things like that. They're cool, but for me personally, I know after a while it takes a lot to impress me, and I still don't have to see it with my own eyes necessarily. So I mean, people will do things like that. They'll go out in the freezing cold to go see some lights, and it's not a big thrill, I think, for most adults. So yeah, it's just you're doing a lot of things that really don't make you happy to begin with. You're doing it because you feel like you have to, and that's just, yeah, it's not going to be fun for you in the long run. Now me, I mean, I pretty much do what I want to around the holidays. That's the way I've been the majority of my adult life. And yeah, I still sometimes get kind of bored, kind of lonely during the holidays, but I wouldn't say like deeply depressed or anything like that, because I mean, when the holiday, basically it's like this. It kind of takes me a while to get into the groove of the time off from work. I'll basically put it that way, because it's not just a holiday thing. It's like other times of the year too. If I have a break, it takes a little while to kind of get into that groove to where I feel comfortable and I feel relaxed, because I'm a type of person, I tend to like to feel very productive. So so I think that's where my sadness may come from a little bit, but then I do get past that, and like right now I'm good. I'm really happy. You know, even though I'm spending a lot of time alone because my friends are off with family and this and that, and my family has things going on too, but nothing really major right now. So, I mean, the main thing I want to do Christmas Day is just relax, play PS4, maybe watch some movies, read a comic book or something, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then one of my coworkers was nice enough to give me a gift certificate to a movie theater, so I might go see Rogue One or, you know, see something else. Definitely not going to go see Assassin's Creed. I already seen the reviews on that. But, you know, I'm basically going to do what I want to do, you know, especially now that I'm feeling better. I'm getting over being sick. Not 100%, but I'm a lot better than I was. So I'm going to make sure I do what I want to do. And a lot of people as adults, we just forget that we have so many opportunities to do the things that make us happy, but we don't do them. Though, especially around the holidays when we feel that pressure to do things a certain way. And I think a lot of people, if you could get past that pressure to feel that, I mean, then you would be a lot happier. Just do what makes you happy. And you're going to have maybe some family members that won't be so happy and this and that, but they'll get over it. Sometimes it's not being selfish sometimes to protect your happiness. You got to do that sometimes. So especially if the alternative is being deeply depressed. I mean, do what makes you happy then. If you're not hurting anybody, and if you're spending your money, do what's going to make you happy in the long run. I mean, that's really the gist of it. And then I want to point this out too, because I've been thinking and noticing this a lot more, thinking about it and noticing it. There are a lot of things that come along with Christmas that are really just depressing. You think about the music, the First Noel, Silent Night, Christmas Time Is Here from the Peanuts. Now, a Charlie Brown cartoon, and you think about that song, it sounds like a funeral march. I'm not exaggerating.
Christmas time is here, happiness and cheer, one for all that children call their favorite time of year.
It's so depressing sounding. It's like these songs are not cheerful. Even some of the cheerful songs, they kind of lose that cheerfulness when you've heard them hundreds of times. And if you're in my age range, then yes, you've heard them hundreds of times, possibly thousands. So yeah, it's already bad that some of the songs actually do sound depressing. But then, like I said, the other ones, the ones that could be joyful, you just get so tired of them. And people don't really make too many new Christmas songs. They tend to kind of do variations of older ones. So it's not entertaining. A lot of the cartoons and movies that are associated with Christmas, they follow the same theme so much that there's really nothing that interesting there. I mean, every once in a while, you'll get something Christmas related that does have a new spin on it. But most of the time, it's just the same old stuff again and again and again. So monotony definitely is going to depress you as well. So yeah, to me, I really avoid all of that. I mean, and even the cartoons and the movies, some of that stuff is so twisted, really, when you think about it anyway, and the themes are very questionable. I've seen some videos about that recently on YouTube about how these cartoons and movies, that a lot of times the ending go against the whole message they were trying to set up to begin with. There's some stuff that just doesn't make sense. And I think certain stories like the Charles Dickens Christmas story, all of that. What's the other one? It's a Wonderful Life. They're depressing. They really bring you down. Like if I'm gonna watch something Christmas related, like earlier today I watched Nightmare Before Christmas. Great Christmas movie, very entertaining. I can watch that. I could watch that anytime.
And what is your name? That's all right. I have a special present for you anyway. There you go, Sonny.
And what did Santa bring you, honey?
Merry Christmas!
Those traditional Christmas movies and cartoons, no, I'm so done with that, so not for me. Now, of course, we also have New Year's. I do want to address New Year's as well. New Year's, I think, can kind of bum people out just because it's a lot of build up and hype for 1 minute. I mean, really less than a minute, because people really, they do the countdown and they're all happy and excited for about 30 seconds. And then it's kind of like, well, like what now? Like even when you watch the people in New York at Times Square and they're out there freezing for hours waiting for that ball to drop, and then after the ball drops and they're all excited, and then it's just like, well, and literally like by the time they send it back upstairs for the people to kind of wrap up, whoever doing the show for the ball drop or whatever, for whoever doing the countdown video and all of that, you can already see people on the streets just leaving like, okay, that's over with. So it's just a whole lot of build up really for no big deal, and then also the whole thing with New Year's resolutions, which we know a lot of times you're not going to stick to. So it's kind of like starting off the year by lying to yourself, which is really not the way to go. And I'll say this, I don't think New Year's resolutions are completely a bad idea, but a resolution without a plan behind it is just like a goal without a plan behind it. It means nothing. If there's not a real plan in place, then it really means nothing at all. You know, one of the big ones that people say for years, I'm going to get in shape, I'm going to lose some weight. But it's like, what's the plan? So exactly what are you going to change in your life? And if you don't have that laid out, then you're lying to yourself. So of course, you feel like you let yourself down. But I mean, if you really are serious about making a change in the upcoming year, lay out your plan. Be serious about it, you know. So that's completely on you when it comes to that. And I could talk some more about some other holidays, but like Valentine's, but I think Valentine's needs to be its own separate video. So yeah, I don't want to drag this out, but I did want to go ahead and you know, just catch you up on this new channel and just share some thoughts about the holidays in general. And I'll say, for when it comes to the holidays, I have a lot of good memories, but it's kind of like the good with the bad. Let me give you an example here. One of my favorite Christmas items ever is my old stocking, and it really is in bad shape now. I mean, it's dirty and everything, but this was my favorite Christmas stocking from when I was a kid. And you see it has Bert and Ernie on here, and it's like dingy and dirty and stuff because it was packed away with some old stuff, and I just happened to come across it when I was digging around. And you know, I look at it now and I'm like, you know, there's some fond memories attached to it, but it's also kind of worn out and tarnished and everything. And that's how Christmas kind of gets over time in a way. It's like it's just not quite what it used to be. But you know, when I think about those memories more clearly, I also realize that there was kind of some negative with the good back then as well. And that's just life. You know, that's just the way it is. So you can't expect the holidays to be perfection. They're not going to be. And I think the more that you feel like I'm supposed to be happy, I think the more your mind might resist that. So you got to be careful about that as well. I know for me personally, that's really the way it is. Like if I feel like I'm supposed to be happy, then it's like my mind starts to resist that. So I kind of try to have that attitude more like, let me find ways to be happy. Let me do things that I feel like doing, and then let's, you know, go from there and see what happens, as opposed to feeling like I have to be happy. You know, I don't feel like I always have to be 100% happy. Like if I'm just cool and I'm relaxed, that's good. That's a blessing for me. But yeah, let me not drag this on and on. I do want to hear your thoughts about the holidays. How are your holidays going? Have you dealt with the holidays blues before? You know, if so, how did you deal with them? You know, let's just talk about it in the comments. And definitely appreciate you all watching. Like I said, I'm going to try to get to doing more regular content on this channel. It'll be a challenge. I mean, definitely dealing with 2 channels, but I'm going to make that adjustment, you know, and keep things moving forward. So thank you all for your time, and I'll talk to you all again real soon.